International Criminal Court is poised to investigate alleged war crimes against the Palestinian people. So this is a quote from the lead prosecutor of the ICC about this. This is Fatua Bensouda. Let me know if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. Quote, in brief, I am satisfied that war crimes have been or are being committed in the West Bank, including Jerusalem and the Gaza Strip. So as soon as this announcement from the ICC came out that, they were more likely than not to be investigating these alleged war crimes in the Palestinian occupied territories, Israel's foreign ministry came out. This quote from them: "We utterly reject the prosecutor's decision." And then, of course, Bibi Netanyahu, or Benjamin Netanyahu, the horribly corrupt and racist. I guess he's still currently the prime minister of Israel because I believe Benny Gantz wasn't able to form a kind of a coalition to take that spot. It's a different discussion. So Bibi on Twitter called it absurd, and then there was also a little bit of criticism from the executive director of Human Rights Watch, Kenneth Roth, which he's a bit of a questionable character in my opinion for his views and outlooks, like on the military coup that happened in Bolivia recently. So take his views with a grain of salt, obviously. So Kenneth Roth, he wanted the prosecutor to proceed directly with their formal probe instead of seeking guidance from the courts, because there's already been 5 years into this preliminary inquiry. So what will the next step now will basically be for the court's pre-trial chamber will confirm, that they have jurisdiction over the Palestinian territory. So Roth was wanting it to already proceed to that, formal probe or investigation into these alleged war crimes, but the chief prosecutor, is now sending it back to these pre-trial chambers to make sure, I guess, that the ICC has, jurisdiction, over the Palestinian territories to initiate this probe or investigation. But it's definitely a much needed step in the right direction for, getting some much needed justice for the Palestinian people and the, innumerable injustices that have been perpetuated and against them by the Israeli government, as far as, murdering, children and civilians and peaceful protesters at the Great March of Return, deliberately, targeting medics by the Israeli snipers, the, total, basically, I guess, blockade around Gaza. Nothing can really come in or out. The, I believe the United Nations has called, the Gaza Strip like the world's largest open-air prison, and, just insane rates of poverty and, unemployment. And basically it's all by design from the, Israeli government. They've even came out and said it in not so many words, like even like trying to restrict the number or the amount of calories that, Palestinian people have access to. So it's definitely much needed that the ICC, the International Criminal Court, is opening a, investigation to these alleged war crimes, and hopefully this pre-trial chamber will move swiftly so this, lead prosecutor can start their investigation into these war crimes. And I guess, we'll see what comes from the investigation. And then, I guess even if the ICC, if Israel even lets them into the, occupied territories, of these Palestinian peoples to implement this investigation, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't allow ICC and their investigative team to come to, these territories to investigate these things, because, it would stand to reason that they want them to expose these horrible things that have been and continue to happen against the Palestinian people, whether it's in, the West Bank or Gaza Strip or anywhere else that they're being treated as less than human, basically. So those are my thoughts. Much needed by the ICC to address this issue, and we will see what will come of it. Peace and much love.